Ready. Fight.
Hello guys, this is one of 4 Game Gears that I've been sent. One I've already tried, I've recapped, and there's just too much corrosion and damage. We're not getting much life out of it, we're getting a dim screen and nothing much else after the recap, and quite a few of the traces were destroyed, like the pads where the capacitors sit. So we're leaving that one for now. The customer basically wants 2 Game Gears back out of the 4, ideally. 1 working original and 1 fully modded. So this is the one I'm hoping will be the recapped fully original, basically. Fully original? Yeah, the original fully working Game Gear. Because if we look, if I can capture this on, we've got lights coming here and there. Yeah, see all that? That is signs of life. So I'm hoping, following a recap, this will be fully working. Bit ambitious, I know, but it's our best hope. The other 2 Game Gears have vertical lines on the screen, which we could try and heat up one of the 3 chips for that section, but it's only temporary and it's all going to result in a screen upgrade really. But let's see how we get on with this one, and let's recap it and let's try and get it working to how it used to. So let's have a look in here. So we got the original power board, soundboard, bit of usual corrosion there on the soundboard. It doesn't look horrendous, to be fair. I didn't try it with a headphone jack. What's this though? I'm not too worried about this power board, mainly because he wants a clean juice in this anyway, and he's already provided that, so happy days. The clean juice is from Retro 6. It's got 2 rechargeable batteries that sit in the back battery terminals, and then has a lovely clean power juice, and it's USB-C charging as well, so I'm not too bothered about this power board, to be fair. Let's have a look at the board. So we have a VA2 board with 2 ASIC chip, 2 chip boards, usual signs of corrosion, leaking from the capacitors, but otherwise, nice. Can't see it. Some mild green there on that gold circle. But otherwise, that's looking pretty sweet actually. Hopefully a full recap will get this bad boy going, but we'll see how we go. Let's get our iron on. And I'm going to try a different technique this time. I've been speaking to someone that has been recapping Game Gears a long time before me, and he snips the legs of the capacitors and then lifts them away. So I'm going to try and do that technique. Okay, not sure what I'm doing there, but it's not really working. One cap just flew off. Thankfully I left the trace though. I'm just going to do it the way I'm used to. The only reason why I was thinking about changing it up is because the last Game Gear I worked on, the usual technique that I'm using, as in snapping the glue and lifting, the traces came away with it. But I think it's because that board was so badly damaged. If you're just very gentle, hopefully, you shouldn't lift anything that you shouldn't. It's not the end of the world if you do lift the trace, because you can just find out where that trace went and just hook it on that way basically. So my iron's heated up now, and we can do our usual technique now where we heat up the pad and lift the old capacitor off. Let's have a look, see what we can do here. Ooh, there's the fishy smell. Just can't get enough. Alright. Let's just speed ahead here with me removing these capacitors. Quite often, when you're doing this technique, your iron then will start being coated in plastic and fish juice. So it's quite important because of the transference of heat, just to, you know, clean it a little bit, make it a bit more shiny, and that should help with the heating up of the pads to remove the capacitor. So two of the main areas for the screen is the 37 and C39, I believe. They don't seem to have any damage there. I have a feeling these pads will come up quite nicely. So what we're going to do now, we are going to apply a bit of flux and then solder work down the traces, ready for the next capacitors. Of course, we're going to be using Retro 6 ceramic capacitors because I trust Luke and he does some great things. Check out Retro 6 for proof. And yeah, we'll probably IPA the board then, give it a little. Sometimes you need to go over the original traces with a bit of a scraper if there's a lot of deoxidized traces or like a lot of corrosion. You need to just gently just scrape away with like your tweezers or so, just very gently get rid of that corrosion, because sometimes the solder wick won't do that. Most of the time though, the heat on the solder wick and the flux is enough to make the pad quite nice. Let's try and do this side first. Let's see how we go. So just hold it on and just give it a little wiggle. Nice. Wiggle, wiggle. Nice. And that's come away quite nicely there. And you can see it's left behind some nice juice. That's not just flux, that's also like corrosion and grime. So let's just get that one as well. Game gears are a funny thing. You never know what you're going to really get until you open up inside and see what you're working with really. Right, I'm just going to speed up now. Because you don't want to watch me de-wick all that jazz. Desolder? De-wick? Struggling to speak today. Oh, okay, so as I was saying earlier, sometimes you may find a pad that is covered in grime. See how this pad's nice and shiny? That's how you want it to come up. When you see this, I think instantly, has the pad lifted? Hopefully not. Just going to scrape away gently. So there's a capacitor leg in there. You can see that, and I'm just going to gently pick away and hopefully get rid of some of that corrosion that's affecting the transference of heat from the iron to actually reflow the solder underneath. Fingers crossed here. You can just be gentle, being careful not to break any tiny little wires or any traces. At this point, I'm going to get a cotton bud and some IPA. I did that. I've reinvested in the old Johnsons because I was tired of using my ones that had no absorbency. So let's see how this goes now. So we can see it there now. Nice. So again, it's quite hard to film this, but now that grime is gone, we can see the pad. The trace looks good. It's not lifting. Looks quite happy actually. But yeah, that was just an example of what I was meaning. Like, just be gentle to get rid of that corrosion. But there we go. Let's carry on. Okay, so now I've put solder work and flux on each trace here and got some heat on there. I've taken away the old solder, so now I'm going to IPA the board and yeah, clean up these traces. Now, if we check out these traces, they're looking pretty nice, pretty shiny, how they're supposed to. That kitchen roll technique that you just saw, I think it was Luke from Retro 6 actually, using like a bit of cloth or kitchen roll maybe with the IPA and then rubbing it, and it's actually a really good technique because it leaves the board squeaky clean, doesn't leave any residue on the flux, even though it says no clean flux paste. And could still be, it is advertised as not non-corrosive because some fluxes can be corrosive, so you gotta watch that, watch what you're using. I just bent that then, but it's all good, it's all happy. Yeah, I reckon this one's looking a little bit dull there, so I'm just gonna gently, so obviously we don't want anything to affect the solder sticking, etc. That's okay, I think. Yeah, he's fine. Right, let's get round to putting in some new capacitors. Let's go get them. Now, because I've done quite a lot of recaps, I don't know, it's gotta be around 50, 60 now, I think, in total. I've only had 21 customers, but some of them were multiple, and then before that, I used to buy Game Gears off eBay, recap them and sell them, and then started all of this. So I thought, why not just try and help out people restore their nostalgia and their childhood gaming. So because I buy quite a lot of capacitor kits, I then have spares. So this capacitor kit is basically from spares, and I can actually recap this basically for free. Well, I've still bought more capacitor kits because I need the power board kit. But yeah, I got some spare 1UFs, some spare 10UFs, and still a lot of work goes into it, doesn't it? So for the 2-chip board, we need 4 10UF. And let's see if this opens nicely. You have to say open sesame, and then it opens. Well, that should be 4. These are surprisingly very small things. I'll show how small they watch on whatever, how small they look. They're not as small as the 1UFs. The 1UFs are definitely my favourite. Don't know why. Very fiddly things, but I find them the most satisfying really to work with. So what we're going to do is 1 10UF there, 1 10UF there, and then on the side 1 10UF here, and 1 10UF here. Lovely. Let's get these soldered in now. I'll try and zoom in a bit so you can see. You can just watch my hand block all the view probably. Let's get that, and then let's just place these in so we know where they are and we don't lose them. That has happened before. The 10UF and the 100UF, there's not a massive size difference to be honest, but there is a slight color difference. The 10UF is slightly darker. Sorry, the 100UF is slightly darker. So if you ever have a mixed bag, try not to mix them up because it will it will be quite confusing. Alas, I'm gonna try some new solder. I haven't used this one before, so because my other one has actually run out, which is pretty cool actually. I may have to turn the extractor on. We'll see. I've got my back door open. Just move some stuff out the way. So all we do, like usual, we just pre-tin. Not sure if there's any flux in that one. We'll have to see. Obviously, I've been doing the repairs throughout the summer holidays, but I haven't had to record because I haven't really been able to. So it's tricky then getting back into recording ways, but I'd like to continue this YouTube channel, and yeah, it's just been quite difficult with the kids. So what I found as well throughout experience now is sometimes you think the solder's holding on each side, sometimes there's still corrosion on the pad. So what I do, once I think it's both settled, I heat up the side, give it a little push. If it's soldered in properly on that side, then it won't move. Same for this, once it's settled, heat up again, give it a little push. If it doesn't move, you know you've soldered it in fine, and it's got a good bearing there on the traces. Same again for this one. I may just turn this on, just so we don't get smoky. Just have to shout a little bit louder. Same again for this one. It seems to be okay, this solder. Seems to be working well, and it's quite shiny. The shine is it is flowing. It's flowing nice. I do have flux on there. It's flowing quite nice. I'm not sure on the lead content. Usually I don't use lead as solder because I'm a bit paranoid about occupational asthma. I am a nurse practitioner by trade, so I'm quite wary of fumes, etc. I don't really want to give myself asthma from a hobby. Let's just try this one now. Well, one day I will get a nicer camera so you can see a bit easier. Not sure. I do have more of my old solder coming. It seems alright. Yeah, it's probably just my technique. I'm a little bit rusty. Haven't really been doing as many repairs lately. Although, to be fair, I've got 7 Game Gears to repair currently. Well, I'll recap, I suppose. It's not really a repair, is it? Because, yeah, due to the known health conditions it can cause. Right, just one more cap in the far corner, which is up there. Always a slightly awkward one, this one. On the single chip, it's not, because it doesn't have this green block. There, if you can see. That green block isn't there. As in, not that, as in this. So what I do, I just add a bit of solder to there, bring him over. He's stuck there now, and I just feed that solder into the far corner and hope it all bridges. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right, that is now fully recapped. No, it's not. No, it's not. I forgot my tiny little friends. My 2 1UFs. Right. Rightio. Let's get these 2 little 1UFs on. Get the old flux, and then look at this. We've got 4 in this pack. Maybe people were saying to Retro 6 that they dropped them and can't find them, because you need 2 for each recap, and there's only 2 usually in a pack of a recap kit. So maybe people were dropping them and saying please send some more. So now they usually send 4 in each pack, which is brilliant for me, because if I have spares, then I can recap more Game Gears then. Oh my god, I can't open it. Come on now. Ugh, I'd open. Nope. Oh, one's out. One's joining the party. Ideally, because it's so small, I wanted it to stay in the packet. There we go, that's okay. Stick it back in the 1UF bag. Right. Will we have life in this Game Gear afterwards? I truly hope so, because what I'm hoping is to then remove one of the line screens out of the 4 Game Gears. So yeah, he has 4 Game Gears, 2 that have vertical lines on the screen. They all need recapping, so I will do that. And then I'm hoping just to fully mod one of those working consoles already. And he's also asked for an analog stick mod. I mean, I've never done that, but Luke does a really good tutorial, because it's from Retro 6. Luke does a really good tutorial on how to do it. I know it can be a bit finicky with it's got like turn dials, which I'm not I'm not really looking forward to. Like turn dials to adjust the sensitivity on each up, down, left, and right. This recap is going a dream today. It is beautiful. It's lovely condition. Oh, gotta be in the middle. Come on now. It's shaky this morning. Nice. So again, now we're just going to apply a bit of IPA and go over it with a toothbrush and then a tiny bit of kitchen roll. Sounds about right, doesn't it? This method also, if you're used to cleaning Game Gears and you use the toothbrush to clean the flux off the board, the toothbrush gets really gummy. But if you then clean it with the kitchen roll on the board with the IPA, it's then happy, which is really good. And let's plug this bad boy in and see if we've saved it. Alrighty, so I folded it all back together, put the game in. This is just my my little zombie board thing that is automatically switches on. It's all very dodgy. However, it's a good tester. Let's see if this works. Oh, you beauty. Don't worry about the hiss. It's not the best on board. Brilliant. You know, that is a nice screen. They're bloody loud, isn't it? Right, so the only way for me to turn this off is actually just pulling it, which is fine. Amazing. So we have a fully working screen, so that is actually really good because now our customer is halfway there to getting what he wanted. So I need to take out the front now, clean the screen very carefully. What I've learned out of trial and error is mainly a bit of IPA, tiny bit of kitchen roll, be very, very gentle. But first I'm going to tidy up a little bit and get this all sorted, and I know then he wants a clean juice batteries for this console, so yeah, we'll look at installing that too. Let's get this out of this bit.
Ready. Fight.